From sports to culture, mental health to economics, politics, relationships, and life issues.
Sit down and catch up with Aaron 868 and Ricardo Mitchell as we have casual conversations on serious topics.
Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room.
It is now 6 p.m. here in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know what time it is where you are, and I'm glad to know you're locked onto the true nation station WACK 90.1 FM, where we are culture crazy. First and foremost, let's kick this off as we always do, all right? Must give thanks and praises to the Almighty for granting us the gift of life and seeing another day. No matter what time of day it is, you must always
Give thanks.
Secondly, we have to say thank you to those that went before us, and we're not just talking about our ancestors, the original inhabitants of Trinidad and Tobago, because we all know, accept, reiterate, and the state with the chest that Columbus lied, but also to our brother in music, Tony P, where the P this week stands for Pain and sorrow.
Pain and doubles water.
Doubles water.
You know, when you finish eat doubles and you wash your hand, the water that run off with whatever little residual chana and oil and that water that run in the drain, yeah, just call that doubles water.
Okay.
Right? Because I mean, ain't nobody that's they ain't looking for the action, right? Right. So pain on doubles water, I mean it bad. And
they don't want to touch it.
yeah, well, you want to deal with that.
Yeah, because
It is akin to hot garbage juice.
oh
Yeah. You know, when the truck.
yeah, don't remember that.
Right.
That's traumatic. Just saying it is traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
I spell that enough.
Right, I'm just saying. Right, so pain on doubles water or pain on garbage
With a side of garage juice.
as a garbage juice, yes.
There's a lot taking place in our country on the negative spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
and we offer condolences firstly to all the families that would have been affected. Right?
Agree, I say communities, you know.
Yeah, communities.
Yeah.
Because again, the family is one part of it, but there's a wider community that would have been affected. Because unfortunately, I had an interaction with a friend of one of the persons yesterday who would have lost their lives in one of the incidents over the weekend.
Yeah.
And the pain that he felt as a friend, I could imagine for the families or the co-workers or the onlooking supporters from a distance.
Even the people who would have been within the vicinity of any of these experiences is a harsh reminder that, and I usually say it at the end of the program, but our glass is opaque. We don't know how much time remains. People, sometimes you might be the person standing up across the road who had just leave. Anyway, yeah.
It is a lot that's taking place, and we continue to pray for God's coverage of our island, for God to guide persons away from incidents like that, for God to continue to protect our country and our citizenry, for God to continue to protect us and our families, and also because the thing is, as much as we pray about it for the protection, there's the element of the unknown still. That should something happen, that our families are given the strength to deal with it and process it as well. Because as man with his plan, but God does guide and decide. And we just have to be very wary as man. And when I say man, I'm not just saying men, the gender male, man as in the human race, that we have to also play our part and be careful.
I understand praying, but that's part of it. Right? There are points in the Bible where the Lord was like, get up off your knees. There is a time where, yes, you pray, but there's a time where you have to participate. You have to perform. You have to present yourself as available. You have to impact. You have to influence. You have to intervene. at the end of the day, we familiar with a lot of spiritual concepts when it comes to divine protection, but we don't realize that we also have authority to function too. So I understand prayer, but I also want to see some performance
and action.
I want to see some of the bodies that have been established to function.
And the thing about it is, for those of you who have been listening to the living room for some time, you all will know that I have a firm belief that prayer without action is a waste.
Mm-hmm.
Action comes in different forms.
All right.
Action comes sometimes through sitting and watching.
Mm-hmm.
Action could come through advocacy.
Right.
Action could come with stepping up for office.
Mm-hmm.
Action could come with going for the job that could enforce change.
So when I build my cabinet, you
Again, no. You're just trying to ease that back in casually.
well,
I would be an advisor.
Like we had to ease you back in casually to the living room. You forget to reintroduce yourself. There are people who would have been watching this program for a month now and have no idea who this man is.
Serious? Is a month?
Well, I feel it.
They had a week that I came in, so they would have remembered me. That was 2 weeks ago.
Like I guess then. No one to know what this guest doing back here.
Yeah. For those of you who, you see, make me forget the point I was making.
Just saying, Mr. Williams.
You have to, at some point, as you just said it, you have to get off your knees and act.
Yeah.
Or you have to get off the seat and act. Come off the keyboard and act. And when I say those things, I'm being very careful in my statement. And the act is either apply for the job that you find that the person not doing.
Mm-hmm.
Send a letter saying, hey, I'm not in approval of this and I would recommend this.
Mm-hmm.
Or make a visit to the office and say, hey, because they have office days. You could schedule a meeting with a mayor. You could schedule a meeting with your councillor. You could ask for a meeting with whatever person in whatever office.
Mm-hmm.
If you're drain nasty, ask for a meeting with your councillor, send an email, send a call.
Hey, that remember I have an email said I am.
Clearly, your drain is not clogged. It's still the dry season. So when the rainy season comes,
We're going to take a preemptive measure and I'll send that email.
right?
But yes, we're not talking about anything seditious.
No.
We are talking about advocacy,
Action within
influence.
the reason.
And again, we looking to impact, influence, we looking to engage. All right?
Correct.
And there's one thing I want us to consider. They say, don't just be hearers of the word, but be doers of the word. I need us to function with integrity. You see, in the event that our system's not capable of enforcing accountability, we still need to have a personal sense of principle and responsibility to act the right way. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the need of our systems to improve in
Such
their
as the
performance,
function.
right? They had a function. But we as individuals, right, you have to be able to function the right way without somebody looking over your shoulder.
And here was the next part of this. Huh? We are human beings. It is natural to err. It is natural for us to make mistakes. If your integrity has furthered in life, it is okay for you to accept that and go again and do better the next time.
So you're saying is to resign your character to your failures then?
Yeah.
All right?
Because we all have to accept it. We have all clicked the I agree to the terms and conditions without reading it at times.
That's right.
But that doesn't mean that you can't go back and read the terms and conditions.
Mm-hmm.
And then realize, wait, there's no way I sign up for.
And you're unsubscribed.
And you unsubscribe.
Right.
And sometimes the unsubscription is for things that you yourself have done.
I want us to consider that it's never too late to change your mind until it's too late to change your mind. All right? There's a piece of heights I talking there. Might get into it at some point in time or another, but there are a lot of things that we find ourselves caught up in and we figure it might be too late to do anything about it. And how it hang, it swing. How it swing, it hang. How it always swing.
Change your mind.
It's never too late to do the right thing. It is never too late to do the right thing until you have no choices left. And by that I mean you expire. But it is never too late to do the right thing until it is too late. All right. So, anyway,
With all that being said, I know we come in real heavy.
yeah, we come in.
Real heavy.
But I mean, the place, the
Place is,
we can't act like nothing going on.
and that's the thing, what I think is the irking factor for a lot of the citizenry is the level of nonchalance
Nonchalance.
that is being exhibited.
I am sorry, but it have a point in time where you can be, even if there are things that happen to break the tension in a room, in a press conference, in an interview, you can't be smiling on camera and kicking and gipping with things that happening off air when you consider the severity of the things that you're addressing. You had to read the room.
I probably missed that one.
Now it's just little. There's it's body language and those types of things.
Also, non-verbal communication.
Non-verbal communication, which I've
Really?
always said is about maybe 60%. Or
Funny
80%.
enough that you could come now and say that non-verbal communication spoke louder than what was actually said in the moment.
What you talking
When
about?
I have always said,
I know we've always said things
I
like that
have
in the living room.
always said that non-verbal communication is as important as verbal communication. Because body language in moments says a lot. Cardo, if you come here today and you tell me, boy, that ham sandwich that I promised you, I didn't organize it fair enough. And I sit down for the rest of the episode, so not saying a word.
Yeah.
The viewers who are watching on Wax YouTube channel would see my disappointment.
Right.
The lack of communication hereafter would verbalize communication, my disappointment, because there's no communication. But without me saying a word, the look of disappointment,
Right.
the look of disgust, the look of anger says a lot.
So what you're saying is, if I was hypothetically, of course, doing a press conference in regards to what is a massive violation of our sense of safety and security, and I have smiling,
Brother man, I pelting my TV. Actually, I take that back. I'm not pelting my TV. I enjoy watching my television, and but I would be the level of angst and anger that would bereft me at that moment. I would be vexed in colloquial things.
or even a tone-deaf statement as to who involved and not involved. Was saying, we ain't looking too good. We ain't looking good.
With that being said, today is the 21st. The 21st of April 2026. And this is another edition of The Living Room, where we have casual conversations on serious topics.
Sometimes even unpleasant conversations.
Unpleasant conversations on some unpleasant issues and things like
Yeah,
that.
that has happened too.
Yeah.
What's it them again?
I am yours truly here on 868, and I remind you each and every time that culture is my code. And I think I should have stayed on vacation longer, because to come back to this program with the level of heaviness.
No, you're right, because this is heaviness with an EST, you know.
Yeah, boy. And if for those of you English buffs out there, it have heavier, and then heaviest supposed to be the highest, but this is heaviness.
Right. So heavy, heavier, heaviest, and then heaviness.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that new word.
Yeah, we're taking it
Write
down.
Write it down.
Written.
Yeah, but there's a lot going on, and I sit here today alongside my bro with no fro, a lot of flow, always on the go and in the know.
Ricardo Mitchell, the social sage on the global stage, reminding you guys that this is the shift that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it.
This is the shift that the Lord has made.
Oh, yeah, everything I do is a shift, because I do stuff off dog.
Okay. And before we go any
That means
further,
clearly I've not been listening on Friday nights, because that's what I've been saying.
and don't tune in at the start.
Because you're so confident that I would have started it well, that you don't bother to tune in.
Yeah. And with that being said, as he spoke about Friday night, they always say that the apology must be as loud as the era.
Okay, all right, I like that.
The celebration must also just be just as loud or even louder than the favor that was asked. And I want to send congratulations and extend extend my gratitude and also give a vote of confidence as well to the fact that I could have taken almost a month away from both the living room and the Friday Night Lime and not had a look back. Or if I tune in, I only tune in for 5 minutes at a time. So Ricardo, I just want to say thank you very much for holding down the fort for the past month. It had no gifts to come with that, eh?
This my birthday weekend.
Yeah, it had no gifts to come with that. Brother, man, you got a gift last week.
But last week, you just say, we're not looking back.
Are you a child that needs a gift? But nah, I just want to say thank you very much to Ricardo for holding on the fort for the past month and also pulling off the first guest that we had since we started back what we will call this new season of the living room. Thanks to Josh as well for holding it down. And I'll be back on Friday.
All right.
Right, God's willing and old age pains permitting.
Yay.
Right. I want to just remind you all that mobility is important. It's a gift that we have to be thankful for every day.
That's right.
But some of us take it for granted, myself included. And we have to remember, one, as they grow older, stretching is important.
That's right.
The right footwear is important. If you play football like I do, invest in our sneakers with some grip, or our trainers.
Right.
Right? They can't be going and playing on them rock hard service in football clubs. Yeah, that is not good for the back.
You know, somebody had given me some very wise advice to say the things to invest your money in are the things between you and the ground. Right? So when it comes to your footwear, invest in quality footwear.
Yeah.
Your back and your body
Well, thank you.
will thank you for it. You see, when it comes to your tires, invest in quality tires because literally your life could depend on it.
Now, to juxtapose that, some persons may say that they may not be able to afford quality tires all the time and go the route of utilized tires. If you are doing the utilized tires, please ensure that the treading on those utilized tires is intact.
Right.
So we're not saying go out of your financial realm and go and buy new tires all the time, but make sure whatever you are able to purchase at that moment is of an appropriate quality.
Right. And the third thing between you and the ground is your mattress.
Yeah, boy.
You spend anywhere between 1/5 and a third of your life sleeping. All right. And yeah, because it's 6 to 8, 5 to 8 hours. Some people sleep more, some people sleep less. Right. But you spend a significant portion of your life sleeping. And
Sleep on a good mattress.
yeah, sleep on something that will allow you to rest.
Only during COVID, I understood the importance of that.
Yeah.
A good mattress.
Right. So that's just to pass on the advice.
Well, but that person was they give you some sound advice.
Yeah, they get on. The next thing too is as best as possible buy quality things because you might buy a boots that cost you $200, but you might have to buy about 10 of it instead of buying the $1,000 boots
That will last you.
once. You know. So, but as I say, football. I had the pleasure of going to the Manor John Stadium yesterday, day before yesterday. That would have been Sunday, right? Joash, apparently, he's my accountability buddy right now in terms of, my wealth and my well-being and my fitness and that type of thing.
Serious?
Yeah. I'm gonna try and get back in again. I find again too small. I'm glad I dropped some weight, but I need to start back exercising and making better decisions with my
Me too.
nutrition and stuff.
Oh, good.
Yeah, way. You know, choosing water instead of juice. No, putting no sugar in my coffee, those types of things.
I'd rather.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, so he invited me to come to the Manny Ramjan, so I take the opportunity. I just walk out the road and there was anyway, let me run. I might as well just run the clip and show you what ended up happening. Yeah, Joe. So you came out my house on a Sunday after church, right? So you had to kind of tell me what is going on here.
Alright, so we're here at the Trinidad and Tobago Premier Football League Women's Competition. It have a top of the table clash between AC Port of Spain and Club San Fernando. Club Sando, they say. You understand how it does go?
Right. Who you backing though?
I wear in black and yellow, but I kind of conflicted today. Black and yellow is for San Fernando and prayers is a Sando school.
Right.
But today I'm here to support AC Port of Spain and Miguel Asha, member of At Least in Action, and I'm here to meet some other players as well too. So far the clash going real good.
Alright, so you down here as a fan of the sport, you down here on behalf of your organizations. What's the word for the listeners in the living room?
For the listeners in the living room.
Yeah, man, this clip how to make it.
Honestly, here as a fan for the sport, I'd say a fan for the sport, but also to interact with the players and kind of hear their voices right now because it's unheard. Look at the fans. We could do with some more support for the women. Grateful for some of them. But as a top of the table clash, we need to start to foster and highlight these women so that they can continue to shine and shine brighter.
So you're telling me there's a top of the table clash for the women's football, and we have.
But we have a lot of national team women here today. There's Aliyah Prince, number 19. She started. It was day before yesterday. Yeah, she started Friday in the game for Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
There's Asha James and AC Port of Spain as well. On the opposing side, Club Sando is Lexi, the number 10. Tasha St. Louis, number 9 for AC Port of Spain, is a past captain of Trinidad and Tobago, but she is no longer on the team. And quite a bit more as well.
Well, yeah, so there's the kind of things that is going on in the communities that, one, we could do a little better in terms of supporting, and two, even in terms of promo and advertising, because literally, I know nothing about this right now. I know Aaron might know, but I can't call him out of the house. Last minute, he's a man have Wi-Fi and thing now.
And in terms of coverage, we don't have any coverage at all.
None, nada, nothing.
Which is very surprising. I know I would like to commend the TTFA for the improved service in terms of photography and stuff, but I don't see anyone here yet for this game.
So, any ideas of who might have the rights to this, or as spectators we could just come and do our thing? Because I don't want to.
No, well, in general,
yeah,
TTFA, but you're able to post this stuff. But right here we have you see, yeah, Brooks. This is a sportsman. A man who just run 5K and thing, 10K, anything. Rugby, football, anything, anything. Yeah, we say.
Good. Anything to support the community.
Nice one.
And that really a foundation for the generations to come.
Alright. And when you say community, I mean South, Marbella, Sando, Trinidad.
South and environs, but it's a nationwide thing. We're trying to encourage other communities to make sure and get the youths them that support. I feel like just as simple as the game here, we're supposed to have a better turnout, the ladies playing.
Yeah.
We want the women football to go a particular direction, but when it comes to supporting them, so grateful for the people that come out and giving them that strength today, but we could do better.
Nice one.
Yeah, well, Brooks, thanks, it's always a pleasure to see you, man. Yeah.
Josh, we really had to do something, but I didn't know what to expect, but in the couple of minutes since I hear the kind of quality football I see, and I can make myself back watching sports by Joe.
Yeah. You can watch it from a different lens now.
Yeah.
From a different
I
lens.
should have worked with my big boy camera, 10G, I might have to call it back, But and anyway, this is Ricardo Mitchell, the social stage and the global stage, alongside my boy Joash Webb with his Webb influence, right? You might get me to come out the house after church. Kenny probably mad because after church, I was supposed to check Damon and them down in Monrepo,
But by the time I reach home, I only had time for this. But we could figure something out, man. What could do nice down here? We boy ref boy. Top quality, top quality, top quality.
So I have questions. Let me start with the positive questions first.
Sure, let's go for it.
Who won the game?
It ended a 2-all draw, actually. Fantastic, when I mean fantastic stuff, including a penalty in the, maybe about the 80-something to equalize.
Right.
Because what I did, listen, ladies, athletes generally are feeling, right? I'd forgotten this is the first sport I actually engaging in a little while. Because, you know, I even stopped watching basketball and football and wrestling. I was on wrestling, right? That's sports entertainment.
Yeah. So that's your first real sport.
Yeah, big up. Anyway, let me not spoil it for anybody who ain't watched WrestleMania yet. But I mean, hey, are you sure that wrestling fans? Are you sure that wrestling fans or what? So listen, it was 1-0, then it was 1-all, and then I think it was St. Joseph
And about 2-1.
AC Port of Spain went up to 2-1. And their game changed, and they couldn't handle the pressing that came from Club Sando.
Right.
Now, I understand that you were up and nobody wanted to be the person to make the mistake, and maybe your best bet at that point in time might have been to try to defend your lead. But there is a time where you have to keep pressing. You know, there's even when you're up, sometimes you have to keep pressing to make sure that your opponent doesn't get a chance to launch a counter, right? So all I'm saying is, for the young lady who gave up that penalty, Gail, I feel you, right? But it had no reason that ball should have spent that much time in all your half at that point of the game.
Oh, so it was just knocking the ball across the back line?
Well, nah, not so much, you know. It was just, there was no offense after that.
Oh, they decided to pack up shop.
Not that they decided to, Club Sando started applying some serious pressure. However, even in terms of clearances and stuff, nobody wanted to give up a free kick, nobody wanted to give up a penalty. So the defending got a little bit tentative. And when you have some of the caliber strikers and attacking midfielders that I saw on that field, I can understand. You know, you don't want to be the person to make the mistake, but you didn't get to, the defense didn't get to assert itself and control what was going on in the back. You know?
There's always on the back foot, essentially.
Yeah, that ended up happening, and sooner or later, the referee allowed as much to go on as could have happened.
And then, well...
But the penalty was, of course, observers would say it was soft. It wasn't soft, it was a legitimate penalty. If you and our defender start scrambling, you and our attacker start scrambling outside the box, and they go down inside the box, there's a point where in your experience, you know that you can't continue that scramble.
Make contact out the box and leave it.
Right, you can't make the same, you can't continue the jostle all the way inside. But fantastic stuff, and I'm actually thinking, as much as possible, I'm going to start engaging in community sports more regularly, so that we could probably bring clips like that into the living room.
I wouldn't call that one a community sport, because for me that's a national league.
Yeah, but they play in my community.
For me, a community sport would be if Maribel was having a league.
All right. Well, then we could look for those things too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have real community cricket leagues going on.
I don't think, you know, I don't know if we have the resources to devote to community cricket leagues. There are real community cricket leagues.
Every community probably has a cricket league.
Some might even have competing leagues in the same community.
Yeah, I think it has 2 leagues now, maybe.
Yeah. But
in Golconda.
But ladies, excellent quality football. Quality football. I was really impressed.
Like that. Question number 2.
Sure.
Why that game play outside and not training ground and not inside?
Sir, I am going to have to ask you to refer that question to people of a higher pay grade than mine.
Okay. Because you all know how much I've asked about the inside ground of the Manny Ramjan Stadium. Right? So I'll just leave that there.
Right.
As we're talking about football, some teams, we are getting out of the business end of the seasons or the leagues in various countries, and some teams could look forward with confidence that they are going to lift the trophy.
Okay.
Some teams have lifted their league trophy already,
Okay.
while other teams have to be looking over the shoulder in fear of bottling another year. Right?
It's sounding very EPL-ish.
Yeah, boy, Arsenal.
Right.
Right? Stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Anyway, but really and truly, guys, if we have always said that if there is a sports league in the community and you are able to go out and support, please do so, because you saw the attendance at the league game there, and that is no different to the attendance that you see at other league games on the male side of that competition. So we have to try to go out and support. We can't wait until we reach our World Cup to all of a sudden try to fill a stadium. And trust me, as somebody who has played university level football, playing in an empty stadium with 20 people there as opposed to playing in a full stadium is a different level of pressure.
So imagine we have teams that in the development don't ever play in front of crowds, and then you drop them in front of 5, 10, 12,000 people,
Right.
and then expect them to perform the
You see a
same way.
different level of pressure. And because you see, you spoke of the person who gave up the penalty, right? Well, let me probably dissect and take that play back 2 passes or 3 passes.
Right.
The one bad pass that somebody make, and in that moment you hear, "Ooh, nah," or whatever collective song the crowd makes in that moment. And you as a player is like, nah, but I had to get back.
Right.
And then you're getting back now. You give up, you make a bad decision. Similar to,
Or maybe have the decision with too much intensity for the moment.
similar to other occasions, we need to get persons accustomed to performing in spaces where there is public, I want to say public criticism, but public feedback in that real time.
That is fair, because you know what happens as well? You accustomed playing where you could hear the coach. You might be playing in all your games, all your qualifying. You could hear the coach shouting instructions or correcting or quarreling, as the case might be. And then you end up in some away game,
Yeah, boy.
right, in a stadium with 8,000 people, and you can't hear nothing.
I remember I had a brethren, he played for a team coming out of Marabella Crisis Center. For anybody who knows SFA football, know how prominent Marabella Crisis Center was. Right? And I would have, when they used to play their games inside the Manny Ramjan Stadium, just to put that out there. And I remember,
really feel.
yeah, I remember going to watch them play. I think it was probably a Wednesday afternoon, and it probably had 15 or 20 fans in the stand.
Right.
So anything happening in the stadium, you
You're
hear.
hearing.
And the coach made a comment towards a player. Oh, they were up 2-1, and he decided to pass the ball backward.
Right.
And the coach said, hey, none of that here. And the player apparently didn't like the comment that the coach made, and decided to, instead of making the alteration towards the direction that he was playing the majority of his passes, decided to take a turn on the coach. And I heard the comment.
Right.
Now, if you know Manny Ramjan Stadium, I was about, not the first tier seats, the second tier.
Yeah.
And I heard the player made the comment to the coach, and I'm like, wait, boy, that was
Escalated quickly.
right? But the thing about it is, if there was a crowd there, the chances of the player hearing that coach make that comment would have been less.
Right.
And not saying that the reaction or the interaction between them was correct, but you have to remember, if there was a crowd, the crowd would have been the one saying, pass the ball forward.
Right.
And the player would have either adjusted to suit or continued in the action.
Right.
But all I'm saying is, the coach telling you sometimes, you can answer the coach. But if 10,000 people telling you,
Yeah.
come on. So we just had to get better at supporting our local sports.
Yeah, let's create better conditions that they actually compete in.
Yeah.
So that, you know, when they end up on some of these bigger stages, they perform with some familiarity.
Yeah. I
Right?
remember the first time I played in front of a big crowd, a man ball at me, jump and win the header. I wanted to walk off the field and tell that man, clearly you not seeing my height,
Right.
jump and win the header.
Right.
Why don't jump?
Wait now, we didn't have one of them fet match with Cairo in
In Petrotrin,
Petrotrin.
and I went up against Abu Bakr.
You had
corner.
you had to
That's a come on, that's the long and short of a football.
the
game.
long and short of it, yes? Correct is right.
Nah, but really and truly, guys, we need to support not just our athletes, because there was CRIFTA trials,
Mm-hmm.
there was different sports things going on, the cycling events, all those different things would have taken place. And I could bet the last $10 in my wallet
Yeah.
that the attendance was for a lot of those things.
Fair. Yeah, that would be a fair assessment. Kudos that we're running 5Ks, but let's engage the community events, the club sports
I
and
don't
that
know
kind of
that
thing.
5Ks are personal thing, you know.
Yeah, I was saying, and great, might be personal for a cause. Speaking of causes, I met someone Sunday evening at the football, right? Her daughter is, I guess, a brand ambassador for Club Sando. And it brought, I guess it worked for what it was for, because it brought attention to something that I did not know before, that April is Limb Difference Awareness and Limb Disability Awareness Month.
Okay.
I didn't even...
First time I hear about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so the young lady was born with a deformity. I don't even know if that's the right word to use. But her one leg wasn't formed properly, and she has a prosthetic. And her mom, similar to last week's episode with the autism awareness, her mom embraced the journey with an interest in properly educating herself and then advocating. And she wrote a book, a children's book that they sell, as part of not just the awareness, but in terms of raising the funds and stuff for the cause. And I would like to have her on the program, but would not be in time for April. However, but we could, advance the cause. Yeah, right. Her daughter is such a little sweetheart. She was so energetic and running around, and her voice is so cheerful. And I look forward to having that conversation. But when I was talking to Joash, honestly, I did not want to come out to the house by the time I got home Sunday evening. Right? I big up Liam and Melvin and the children's show on Sunday. Yeah. Had I finished church in time, I would have gone across to Manipur. And I did not. So I did not. Right? And to come back out, just to walk out the road right in Marbella there, after Josh invited me to come check out the football, I was like, and then it really hit me. Nothing was going to change staying home.
I'm gonna say, where's staying home for?
Right? Go to eat and rest, Aaron. However, there was an opportunity to engage in a space that I had not engaged before. And coming out of it, I honestly had forgotten how much I love analyzing sports. I've forgotten how much I love just processing that kind of live data, but also just being around people and, just the way that the energy levels were up and down and watching decision making on the field and those things. It was nice, but also to meet the people. Right? Being out there to meet the people. And remember that regardless of what goes on the field, that there are lives that go on off the field. And part of the living room is going forward, we'll be getting into other people's living rooms. In the sense that we don't want to just bring you all into our living rooms, we want to come into yours. Right?
Does that mean I had to bring you in my living room?
It's not a bad idea. We were in your living room already.
Good, so you don't need to go back.
We don't need to go back, right?
Yeah.
And then again, that way you don't even have to get permission. And part of what we're going to be doing is trying to meet the people where they are to show you who they are. Yeah. Right. So
Also, something else that I've been saying a long time, meeting people where they are.
I'm pretty certain that has been said in the living room a lot, right? As to which one of the two of us might have said it, it's debatable. Right, but it sounds like one of the principles and pillars on which our program is built. Yeah, Yep, that's good old us.
Clearly, you really prepared to be in something in cabinet. You know?
Good old us. I mean, taking credit for that before.
Hey, that was so funny as well. Anyhow,
Hey, yeah,
with that being said,
you are the one who always saying that we need to establish things that that function outside of the political 5-year cycle, right? So these are the principles that we're going to extend: succession planning, accountability, maintenance, right? Removal of subsidies. We'll never put that in a manifesto because we're not going to win anything telling people that.
Well, here now, you would be stoned off your platform.
Listen,
if you tell people you are going to remove the gas subsidy.
Listen, hey.
What's my before your second meeting? You go you on the list.
Out, yeah.
Yeah, that. Right here.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the plan. The plan is that we establish things that exist beyond our tenures.
Yeah, and that is the thing, huh? Your body of work is supposed to speak for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if your work doesn't speak for you, your character will shine through. So, with that being said, there's a lot of work that was done, a lot of foundations that was laid, a lot of framework which was put in place that you may see the benefit for in 2026. You might see it in 2027.
You might see it in 2028.
Or you might see it in 2053. Should God bless you with life to see that. Be thankful that framework was set. However, also give credit for the people that did the framework.
Yeah.
And they don't need to go and call a name and say, Ricardo Mitchell of XYZ organization laid the framework. You could just come in and say, when I came into office, or when I picked up this role, a project was already in motion. And I saw this project through till the end.
Yeah. You could toot your horn without having to silence the rest of the orchestra.
Correct is right.
And again, there are ways to communicate. We took issue with the non-verbal communication earlier, but there are ways to verbally communicate things that, are a little more palatable. Palatable.
Okay, cool. Emphasis on the wrong
syllable. Now, if I came into a project, let's say I came into this program, I met a fully functional program that was already capable of evolution because it was the ladies' room and then there was Aaron as the DJ who became a co-host. Right? It already showed the potential for evolution. I will admit that some things evolved with the contributions that I made, but that was because there was already a foundation upon which to build. There is no value in me undermining the foundation to talk about the pretty curtains that I hang up or the paint color that I chose. So what I would say is that I am grateful for the contribution of people in media, for the contribution of the people who behind the panels to invite people into our space to allow them to impact. What I'm saying is, the more I celebrate the people who went before me, is the tone that I set to be celebrated by the people who come after me. I don't think we understand that you could build up.
And I think if we continue to build up, we have the base. Think of it as plateauing. So it's never constant. Remember, I think we went through this. It could never just be constant growth at a gradient of 0.05.
Anytime you stop applying effort,
it just falls back down. So what you have to do, increase or improve, plateau.
So a floor, a ceiling becomes the next floor.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's what we have to do.
This is what we did there?
We did it together.
Yeah, what we're saying together, like all the wise things that came out of living room conversations.
Wow. But the thing about it is, for you to be able to raise the ceiling raise the floor, you have to accept that there was someone in the position before you.
Standing on the shoulders of giants. That's a phrase that people will make.
And I think what happens in Trinidad and Tobago, particularly in the political landscape, is we are afraid of accepting that the floor was raised by the party or the administration before us.
Yeah. There was on Friday night in the line, I ran 3 songs back to back, and the premise of all of them were about the ship.
The captain, your ship is sinking.
Right? Trinidad, Mighty Trini.
If Trinidad was our boat,
Yeah.
ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da, we go sail on it.
Mm-hmm. Sink or float. And I can't remember the song
I don't know what the third one.
was before it. I have it somewhere. But the premise behind it was that there was a ship that we had to choose how we were going to steer it and what we were going to do with it. A rising tide lifts all ships.
Correct.
Everybody benefits. If we look at gain as a cumulative thing, as a collective thing, our ship, Trinidad and Tobago, is in a pretty precarious position right now. There are people who, I wouldn't say abandoning ship, they're making the choices that they have to make for themselves, their futures, and their families. For the people who can't or won't make those choices to leave and choose to stay or choose to come back, right, we have a responsibility to make the most and to do the best with what we have here. And that means improving on the things that are working and outright correcting the things that aren't.
Correct.
Calling out what not working is not unpatriotic. However, if you're calling out what not working and you are making no effort whatsoever
To fix it.
to move the needle or to hold the line, well then all you're really doing is distracting people who try.
And that goes back to what we said earlier in the program, where action could be advocacy. Action could be you applying for the job to be the change that you want to see, or even creating a new organization to be the change that you want to see.
Yeah. You know what's the funny thing about it? Do you remember a promoters association before Roman, Hoppy and them fellas?
Yes.
What was it?
Same promoters association.
So there was one in
There
existence?
was one, yeah.
So what happened to raise the visibility?
The person at the helm.
Okay.
I don't know where it was going with that.
No, I'm just saying, people, individuals can change things. They can shape policy. They can affect performance. They can affect and impact and influence outcomes. I don't know about all here, but I have way too much gray hair to be pointing fingers at other people for the state and condition of my life, my circumstances, and my country. Yeah, you go see it up here, Aaron. You could see it here. You could see it here. Speaking of which, I realize your stats multiplying. Yeah, as I say, anybody asks me where I get all that gray from is from when I was brushing my teeth.
The toothpaste.
Toothpaste used to run down. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nah,
So I still like to start to brush your teeth.
I've been brushing my teeth all the time, but clearly this new brand of toothpaste I'm using is what.
Oh, that is what it
This
is.
is-
Yeah, that's what it is.
A couple things I wanted to speak about.
Sure, the floor is
Just touch
yours.
on, right?
Yes.
Guest. Wow, thank you. Last week I would have
It's a nice picture.
what's that?
No, the picture on your phone that was Marco.
Marco. Oh, this
Yeah.
one here.
Yeah, that's a nice picture.
Oh yeah, that's on Trafalgar Square in England. All right. So two things I wanted to touch on. One thing that I'll be supporting over this weekend is a fundraiser by the Faizabad Anglican Secondary School. They will be having their 3rd annual car show and sound off.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So, Carl could put the picture up somewhere in the middle here. I'll forward it for you.
You gotta send it to me, sure.
Right? And it takes place on this Saturday. And if you are a student within the Faizabad area and you want to come across, it starts at 2:30 p.m. and finishes at 11 p.m. Admission is $100 per car. That's including the driver, 60 for adults and 40 for students. And if you are a child under 6 years old, admission is free, and it takes place at the Petrotrin car park in Faizabad. If you don't know where that is, if you're on the Faizabad main road and it's just off, you see the community center, taking the road just before the community center, and you're swinging in there. And if you're for students of schools, have a disco too. Right? And the second thing, over this weekend, I would have gone down to Saparia for their feast day celebrations. Right? It's an annual event. It's usually tied to the gospel during the Easter season of the Good Shepherdess, but this week it was a week earlier. So it was a nice showing of Saparia as usual, and where it was a nice Catholic festival.
All right.
So yeah,
I was looking for a post. I believe the first presentation Sea Scouts is doing a cake sale.
yes, I saw the person who actually sent. I saw them posted just messaged me. So let me see if I could pull that.
Yeah, pull that up because I wanted to speak about that. I think it's May the 8th.
So much messages that I don't want to sound bad at all.
Oh yeah, there it is. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. First presentation, Sea Scouts Mother's Day Cake Sale take place on Friday the 8th of May 2026 at Presentation College, the Verdant College on the Hill from 11:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'm not going to give you all the details of the prices and stuff, but the deadline for orders is 1st of May 2026, and you can, for further information, contact 688-2798. The number again, 688-2798.
Or any of these Scout moms or members,
Parents.
Scout parents.
Thank you.
What did it say there? What did it say there? What did it say there?
Parent.
Scout parents for the moms, because it's a Mother's Day sale. Yeah, you see what I say when I thought had you actually just read what's on the flyer?
I just said, I gave a number and you're the one who wanted to give more details.
Because that's what we're here for, Aaron, to educate the people.
We educated them by telling them what it's about and then giving them a number to call.
I just trying to get people to have the cake and eat it here.
You know what? I find you should bring some cake here.
I find I should get some cake. Speaking of get, my birthday is in a couple days, ladies and gentlemen. Right? April people, we are awesome. Not all of us. I'm not going to talk about the ones who are not awesome. But you're going to hear about some birthdays this week. In fact, thinking about it now, a lot of very interesting people have been born in this week in April.
Who so?
I'm not proud of a lot of them.
Who so?
Let's not.
Who so?
And leave it to people to
No.
research.
Who so was born this week that you're not proud of?
A lot of leaders have been born in the early 20s of April. A lot of leaders.
Like who?
Some we are very familiar with, some less so.
Who?
I think Hitler's birthday was...
Okay, I can understand us not being that proud of that.
yeah.
But who? Because I'm sure it's not the only one.
I think
Tell me how you really feel.
there's... You know what, in a completely unrelated point to what I was saying, I think our prime ministerial birthday is this week as well. Yeah.
You could Google that while you...
We could Google that. What I'm saying is that leadership in all expressions, apparently April people have that lock now. So you're looking up there, you find anything interesting?
Apparently, again, I'm not connected to your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I barely connected to my Wi-Fi. Big up, Brad. I love all that. Hey, I know I need chow. You want 1G or?
Yeah, boy. It's this week. Yes.
In fact, it is tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yes, so happy early birthday to
the greetings going out to our esteemed Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisasa, SC, and MP, and PM.
all right.
Yeah.
And the other birthdays, well, there's some we acknowledge, some we don't. But yeah, my birthday is coming up. It's on
I
Sunday.
want to know who's the others that you don't.
You mean others that I don't? I'm just saying that they have others, right? Some of them, and that word I can't use because YouTube will flag it and stuff too. But I'm just saying that very charismatic people who do terrible things to large numbers of people sometimes.
With that being said, I am signing out and I am going home to my house and hug up my pillow tight because I don't want to know.
All I'm saying is very charismatic leaders tend to be born in this week.
With that being said, remember the Sea Scouts cake sale. You can check that out. About Anglican Secondary School car show. You can check that out this weekend as well. If you are so inclined, borrow days the following week.
Okay.
Right? You can check that out. There are many activities taking place. From again, it's the same thing we were talking about. Build on the floor which was set.
I see where you're
Build
didn't
on
go
the
with that.
floor which
Yeah.
was set, right? Point Fortin Borough Day is taking place. The bingo was Sunday. Unfortunately, I gave other people an opportunity to win.
So that's what you're talking about. That is,
But
that's a whole vibe.
Sunday evening, Faizabad, I'm coming. There's a bingo in Faizabad on Sunday, and I'm coming to win. You all got last week off.
You're walking with the bag that you use to collect your winnings.
Of course.
So you're carrying your bingo bag then.
My bingo winnings bag.
Like your bingo bag.
Bingo winning bag.
Okay, got you. Yes.
There's an important insertion of that.
I know you was a bingo
Winning.
bag, man. Long.
Bingo winning bag.
Yeah, got you.
Right? I'm coming for you this Sunday. I'm back to bingo. I must apologize to the listeners and the supporters. I would have missed last week, Thursday, with the Triple 30 because I had a lot of things taking place last week. God's willing, it should be back by next week, Thursday. I will try to catch up with the 2 episodes that I missed. But again, I asked in this and I continue to ask this. Artists, please make your music available now. I can't be putting live performances from YouTube for everybody.
Right.
Right?
You know what I did though? I did a tribute.
Was that 3 songs?
Yeah.
Oh, very
For Brother Resistance.
Oh, ring the bell, ring the bell.
That's right. Tonight is the night. And Never Ever Worry with Lord Pretender.
Oh, tunes back.
Yeah. That's how I did a tribute.
Right, with that being said, as I always end, I remind you that love is a currency, so spend some today. Let somebody know you love them, guys. And also, contains my code. I'm moving into Paris. I meet man, tell me that this weekend.
Hey, that's what we're talking about.
She tell me that she was praying for me.
Nice. Appreciate that.
Yeah, that'll give you the context as to why.
Got you.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is Ricardo Mitchell, the social stage on the global stage. Thank you for joining us in the living room. It was really nice hanging out in the Friday Night Lime, pulling it down for DJ Aaron 868, Francis T. Call, Savi, me and Lenny have a thing going. So if you're finding sending some requests, Lodiga Horrors, I give him bad habit.
You have a tendency to do that.
Fat Man, Dr. Cheese and them, Ingrid. I just said I had a really good time getting to connect with y'all. I look forward to connecting more. WAC really does have some of the best listeners in the world. You know, people just check to make sure that they reach home safe and them kind of things.
You're coming Friday night as a birthday line?
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Depends on what time work is Saturday. But
Oh yes, I forget all that. I work Saturday.
yeah, we are work Saturday.
I will not be going to that one.
Right. To those, apparently, there's more than one thing going on.
Oh, okay.
We'll
I thought it
see
was just
how-
one thing.
We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so this is yeah, this is poor form to end on our inside joke. But I just want to let you guys
I was supposed to do that.
yeah, this is anyway. Yeah, Ricardo Mitchell, social stage, joining us in the living room. Remember, guys, our glass is opaque. We don't know how much time remains, so whatever you're doing, be good and stay safe. All right, Mr. Desmond is up next with a big band. Uncle Desu, hey, these fellas, hey, appreciate all that, you know.
Remember, whatever you do in life, remember to give credit to those that would have paved the way. If you don't know who paved the way, you wouldn't know which direction the road going. Right?
I can take that.
And then even if you don't like the direction the road going, remember it is okay to change your mind once you are properly informed.
That's right.
I think that's the best way to end here.
Yeah,
And also,
I know that it had something.
remember, tomorrow is not promised. So eat that roti today.
That is our new closing line. Tomorrow is not promised. Eat that roti today. Or eat half of the roti, all right, and eat the other half later on, so that we're over. Because we're trying to make a healthy nutrition decision. All right, keep it low.
Keep it